It is good to be back. I know it was only a couple days, and I think we, missed one stream, 2 streams? But it feels like it was 12 years, so excited to be back. I wanted to come back with a little Way the Hunter. I had intended to do more Way the Hunter as, like, scheduled content, and that kind of just didn't work out. So, we're back to Tikamoon Plains, and we're going to see how we can do today. What's going on, Jim? I saw Bottom Boy's in here, Mel's in here. What's going on? What's up, Angelic? Haven't watched one of these in a long time. We'll walk on in, man. Hopefully this will be a good one. We shall, see if we can manage to kill any big males. Last that we were out here, as I recall, we had like 3 or 4 4-star Cape Buffalo. I think we had like a 4-star Gemsbok. There's a bunch of stuff we gotta go and check on, and frankly, I don't remember where half of it lives, so should be interesting. What's up, Jackson? Welcome on in, man. Mel coming in with the 25 months. Welcome back. By the way, I saw Danny with the 37 as the intro was rolling by. How's it going, man? Holy, is that a Lucky I see in here? Time to hunt for Jumbo. Wait, who's Jumbo? The man-eating lion. I gotta go back into story mode before this stream's over and hit that 19 times. What's going on, Hunter, man? Danny coming in with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Broncos country. Russ let it fly, but we still died. In all seriousness, Russ looked good. Defense was crap. Yeah, what the heck? I was talking about that in our group chat. Last year. Hello. Last year, the Broncos would lose, 17-13 and stuff like that. They're gonna lose 35-33 to the Commanders. Like, what on earth? I don't know what's happening in Broncos country, but it's a bit confusing. I wish they had that 7630-6 with a peep sight. That would be pretty sweet. A pump 30-6 would be interesting in this game. Lots of male lions in here. Got 1-star young, 2-star adult. That's encouraging. And then there was that 1-star mature that probably needs to get dead. I think it's about as good as we got there. So see if we can pop that. Did I mark the warthog? I feel like I may have oofed on that. Excuse me, where are you going? There you go. That might have been a touchback. He looks smoked. We'll go and figure out in a minute. One thing at a time. How was Kentucky? Well, what I'll tell you is I'm now 0 for 2 on public land trips in terms of seeing a deer. I don't know what it is. Like, I was on the ridge between Will and Aaron, and they both saw the same 2 deer. So I just managed to pick the wrong ridge, I guess, the entire trip. But, it was good. I felt like the weather couldn't have been better. We ended up really lucking out in that. And, hunting public land deer, I'm coming from growing up hunting private. I hunt private here in PA. My dad's got land. I have a little piece of land here that I hunt. As, much more likely it is maybe that I'll shoot a deer on private. The amount that you can learn from hunting public, I mean, just reading sign, understanding how the deer use an area. We only had 4 days, Will's got a young kid. Oh, we didn't even get that warthog. Nice. Anyway, Aaron's got a job. He can only get so many days off. We have a lot going on around here in terms of hunting season and stuff, so it was a short trip. I feel like we learned a lot about those deer and kind of, we had a decent plan going. Obviously, those guys saw those deer. Both of them were quite close to getting a shot. I can't complain about, the knowledge that we were able to gain from that. Weather really was amazing. You actually got cold. Yeah, like, hunting Kentucky, September, what do we go down there, the 13th? I did expect that we would just never get cold at all. What's up, Tristan? Am I late? You are not late. Your logo doesn't show up for me, though. Don't know if that's normal. 2-star mature? Wait, what are you doing? Get out of here. Nope. Well done on that timing. Right as we took that shot. Smoked this guy. Oh. I knew it was a mature. Female, though. And our first kills are just going to be badgers. At least that we can definitely kill. Lots of matures. Now I see your logo, by the way, Pizza. What's your usual loadout you use? I'll typically run with something like the 330-6. In this particular route, we have the 300 and 270. Really, we use the 300 for pretty much everything on Tikamoon. I just wanted to, kind of change it up. 270 is going to be for, ideally, it should have been, for badgers, except I forgot that I had it. springbuck, black wildebeest. There's one more I'm forgetting. Warthog, actually. That typically we want to use it on. Of course, we shot a warthog with it and didn't kill it, so that's great. Now you're good now, Peace. It's good. I'm so sad I missed on the early dove season this year. Shotguns will be tucked away till November. It's always, you know, you look forward to certain seasons every year, and then when they come and go, and if you don't get to go out or whatever, it always is unfortunate. I used to love dove hunting. That's something I want to try to get back into a little bit. Easier said than done. What was easier said than done? I'd say find some private land in Kentucky. Oh, I mean, you know, if my goal was strictly to just kill a deer, that probably would have been the move. And I'd imagine there's someone somewhere that I could have gotten in contact with to go and hunt private in Kentucky. But the big reason I want to do these public land trips, you know, we're going in completely blind. We did Tennessee last year in muzzleloader season. We did Kentucky here this year. I'm sure we'll have some trip lined up next year. To me, there's two ways to really learn how to hunt public land. Either you have someone that, you know, maybe has a spot and you kind of learn watching them do it, or you just dive in the deep end and see what happens. And I think, you know, between Tennessee last year and then Kentucky this year, even like my map scouting, I had no ability to do that whatsoever. I feel like I have better map scouting knowledge now, and that helps on private land too. You know, my little 14-acre piece here, it's not too hard to figure out where the deer go through, where I can actually hunt, because what is that, several hundred square yards in which I can actually set up where I'm not going to be right on the property line. So not as big a deal there, but even say at my dad's place, he has 120 some odd acres. I'm thinking about doing this. Spend some time like map scouting it and be like, you know, what am I missing? Where has the bladed 9 been? That kind of stuff. I don't think you learn it by hunting private land exclusively. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, by the way. I'm just trying to talk you through why I do want to hunt public land, because frankly, if you're making content, private land is the way to go. However, when you do just exclusively hunt private, I think it's really easy to be like, well, I always see the deer come out here. They just do that. Whereas on public, you try to learn why. That's what's been so fun for me on these trips, despite the fact that I haven't seen a deer yet. It would be nice to see one. That'd be pretty cool. On my fallow ground, I got a max weight piebald diamond fallow and 5 more diamonds and a level 4 piebald. Nice, man. Sounds like you're having good success there. I like this early window on Tikamoon. We gotta hunt this more. So are these the same? I don't know. Did they slow lions down, for one? Because they seem big slow now. Maybe it's a skill issue. I mean, it is most certainly at least partially a skill issue. I am not arguing that point whatsoever. You heard him snorting at me, so that kind of counts? That's true. That was the closest thing I heard to, or had, rather, to an encounter with deer. Dude, when I heard that too, I thought they were coming right to me. It sounded like they were going to wrap right around the bottom end of that bench and go by at like 30 yards. Next time. What do you think about the Seahawks this year? I'm confuzzled by the Seahawks. They, much like last year, beat the Lions in a high-scoring game. You know, the Lions are not a team to overlook, by the way. They seem to be quite good. But then they also got smoked by the Rams last week. So it's like, are they good? Are they, you know, is it matchups? That was a divisional game, so maybe that's all it was. But they're one of the teams, and there's probably, I don't know, 5-6 teams where I feel like I have no idea what they are. The Seahawks are one, the Rams are one. I got no clue about the Cardinals right now, or the Giants. And what was the other one? There was another game that kind of just confused me yesterday. Oh, the Broncos. Like, I just don't get them. They make no sense to me. Ready to use the smoker? Yeah, Kyla's mom and sister were just like the nicest ever. And sent me a smoker for my birthday, so I was like, what the heck, a pellet smoker? So, that is going to be part of the weekly plans? What difficulty do you play on? This is Hunter difficulty. I feel like it's a good balance of, you know, still a challenge, You still got to be careful about, you know, getting too close, spooking things. But also, in terms of like when I'm streaming or making videos or whatever, we do encounter enough animals to make it enjoyable. Me and my dad made a deer food plot in our woods, and we see at least 20 deer there per day, and there's 12 days till Ohio deer season. Nice. Sounds like you're set up pretty well. There's a 4-star. Where are we? I don't even think we have that zone, so we'll try to maybe go and get that, and then we have 1-star young. Ooh, that was some thick lag. Did you guys see that mountain loading back there? And then this is a 1-star young too, but it looks stupid small for a 1-star. Which means that is the weeniest kudu I've ever seen. We've got to make sure he walks past the 4-star so we don't end up somehow killing that with a pass-through. Let's go see what happens. Happy 12th birthday. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Your birthday is tomorrow? Oh, nice. I gotta text my buddy happy birthday. He's a couple days before me, and I haven't done that yet today. I'm gonna hunt black grouse this weekend. Oh, it's finally time, huh? Hopefully you have good luck with that. Just got a diamond golden trout. Very nice. They're a cool looking fish. I like them. Guess that guy's laying dead around here somewhere. Danny, thank you for the super chat once again. I'm staying with Denver until week 4. If we lose to Justin Fields, then I'm becoming Will 2.0 with Dallas. Wait, what is Will with Dallas? Yeah, Justin Fields has not looked good this year. I don't know, maybe he kind of turns it around, but it has not been encouraging. What's up, K-Flow? Just going bottom, boy? What? I don't know what you're saying. Oh, that was 82%. So that must be like what a 1-year-old kudu looks like. I've never seen one this small. Still wouldn't have been a 5-star, though it would have been pretty close. Kind of gives me some, you know, encouragement about that herd. Is there a zone here? Thought that was a zone. Maybe not. Would have been nice to have it. Not that we don't already have 3 5-star kudu, but I'd put 12 more in the lodge. They do look pretty dang good. Alright, well, let's clear all these things. Where do we want to go? I want to check on those black wildebeest, but they don't drink quite yet. Let's just head for that question mark. If we haven't been there, might be all kinds of cool stuff waiting on us. Forgot it's Monday? Honestly, my days are all screwed up. I feel you. I can't tell what day it is right now. Unless the football gods will us to win against Miami. You know, it wouldn't entirely shock me. I could see Sean Payton finding some, you know, flaw in that Miami defense to really exploit, but it looked like, weren't they up 21-3 or something against the Commanders? Like, what happened? Are there baboons there or not? I wish there were. That'd be a cool species. Been subscribed for 3 years? Well, that is a long time. I certainly appreciate the long-standing support. That might be their zone right there. Or a zone. What would you say is your favorite animal to hunt in Call of the Wild? It's actually gray wolves. We spent, in last Monday's stream, we did an hour Call of the Wild, well, an hour of the Hunter Call of the Wild and an hour of Call of the Wild the Angler. And in the Hunter, we were after wolves over on Yukon, and we actually got a good number of them to attack us, which is the thing I really enjoy about them. And we also killed an egg white female, which was quite nice. Have you ever watched rugby? A little bit. When I was in college for 15 minutes, I worked at said college in the dining hall. I actually worked there for a couple years in high school and a couple years after I had, well, maybe a year after I dropped out. But they would have rugby on, you know, the televisions throughout the dining hall. And, you know, just in passing as I was doing whatever task I may have been doing, I'd catch, like, you know, a minute, 2 minutes of it. Maybe during lunch break I'd watch it for a half hour. I don't know what I think about it. Like, I enjoy watching it, but when you don't know the rules of any sport, it's just like, why are they doing that? 21-3, then Russ got face mask and fumbled, then it just imploded? Oh, well, that's not good. Way the Hunter stream. I've been wanting to do one too. It's just been, you know, the Call of the Wild the Angler being out on console has been a lot of fun, so been focusing on that, but good to be back to Tikamoon. Gotta get after that red deer, that albino we have. We gotta age that, the melanistic moose. I don't know what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hit those hard and age them, but at the same time, I don't want to just rush through it. They should add a baboon and name it Bodden as an Easter egg. Bodden the baboon. What's up, Fro? Do you think retrievers, feeders, etc. will come to Call of the Wild? So I don't see feeders being a thing. I keep hearing an odd sound that I guess is just a bird on this map. But yeah, because of the way that zones and such work, I can't imagine feeders are going to be a thing. Retrievers, maybe. But here's my deal. Raven to the Coast came out a year, 15 months ago? Waterfowl reworked, the whole map was, you know, birds and stuff focused. They had even the mountain hare on that map. All these things that a retriever would be really nice to have. And then New England kind of also had a bunch of small game, and we just don't have a retriever yet. I kind of would have thought we'd see one already, but maybe that's something we can see in one of these smaller updates. The Bloodhounds came out in March of 2020, I think. So basically the March and September or around there updates for Call of the Wild are like their smaller ones. Maybe, you know, in ideally this one, maybe next spring, something like that, we could see it. If not, we're starting to get farther and farther away from, you know, that'd be almost 4 years since we got the Bloodhounds. Is that right? Maybe it was 2021. Feels like a long time ago. Also, the last ditch 2-point conversion had like a 50-50 chance of having pass interference called. Yeah, that one was close. I don't know. It didn't feel blatant, but it also felt like, you know, if it were some teams, they would have called that flag. What is your favorite animal in the game in Way of the Hunter? Man, good question. There's so many good ones. I think they've got the best fallow deer in any game. I think their Rocky Mountain elk are up there. Moose could go either way. I would like to see a little more variety, like the big moose. Trying to think through real quick, like what really stands out in this game. The red deer are good. Man, at the moment, it might be like black wildebeest or Cape buffalo. I do love the capes in this game. But if I take a step back and think like the game as a whole, that's hard not to go with caribou. I think that's what I gotta go with. As much as, you know, I'd like to see more variation in their big ones too, they are really good. I can see if they added feeders, it would work like hunting pressure. Oh, work like hunting pressure and delete all zones within spawning. Oh, I see. That's actually a pretty simplistic approach to kind of fix that. Rod deer. Oh god. It was 2021 for the Bloodhounds? Okay, even still though. 3 years between dogs would be quite some time. I think I'd rather see a new lodge than a new dog. I mean, if you look at what Classic did with that trophy lodge, it's all I want in Call of the Wild. It's the more kind of like rustic style lodge. It's got nothing but space. Got multiple rooms, and then it's like multi-leveled. So you can really like, you know, put all your best stuff in one area. Now, technically it's not even as big as Saseka Safari, but the thing about Saseka, if we just open the map so I can do a mini drawing thing right now, Saseka might be the size of this map, but then it's got like, you know, huge areas where you can't actually put things. That's the thing that drives me insane about it. Like I forget what the square footage of it is, 2,000 plus square feet, and so much of it just isn't used. 3 weeks from today, I'll be moose hunting. Nice, that's cool. How do you think the Steelers would do tonight? So I was watching the Mike Tomlin show actually earlier today, and I guess they're 10-2 following a 20+ point loss. They also haven't lost at home on Monday Night Football since like 1990 something. They seem to be in the perfect situation to, you know, right the ship a little bit and get things going. But I have seen on too many occasions the Browns play really well in that first game of the year. The last couple of years, the Steelers kill the Browns in the second matchup. I wouldn't be shocked if the Browns come into Pittsburgh and win, but I'm picking the Steelers on my my NFL channel. If you guys don't know, I made a second channel for football-related things since we talk about football all the time on these streams anyway. And I'm doing weekly picks. We're 8-8 in week 1. Looking like we should have at least 10 right. Week 2 might end up with more than that. I think there's 3 or 4 that I've definitely gotten wrong, and I feel good about the Saints winning tonight. Depends on what the Steelers do. The Vikings have been making me mad. You know, it's Vikings-Chargers next week, right? And I was thinking about, you know, just thinking ahead, like, who I might pick in that game. That is the most, like, teams that find a way to somehow screw it up game ever. Like, I don't have a clue who to pick. The Vikings could very easily be 2-0. The Justin Jefferson dive for the goal line fumble, that really, you know, that put them so far behind in that game, and they still almost made the comeback. And then the Bucks, weren't they up decent, and then they started turning it over? My best trophy lodge would be a mix between Nez Perce and the Texas Lodge, like multi-level, good amount of space and a lot of trophy stands. Yeah, I love all the games that we play. The Nez Perce design is my favorite. The one thing about Way the Hunter, as amazing as the lodges are, they are a little limited on space and customization. Like, you can only put certain mounts in certain areas and all that. But otherwise, you know, the way the lodges look, they really make you feel like, you know, this is an awesome trophy lodge that you could only wish to be able to afford. Hello? There we go. Alright, so do we go... Animals are doing a lot of, like, 180s today. He did 2 of them here. Just looping right around. Buffalo Bills fan, you gotta be feeling a little bit better after yesterday then. I feel like they're gonna be okay. But I'm still not sure. It's like they're missing a piece still. There he is. Just floating. What's the name of your football channel? I think it's Flinter Football. I was gonna do Flinter or something, but I'm pretty sure I did Flinter Football. I'm just getting caught back up with everything since I was away for a bit, but I'm fairly sure that was what I called it. Huge. 27%. Why doesn't Africa have EVs? I'm missing something. That link right there is the football channel. There you go. And it is Flinter Football, because I can see it. As an Eagles fan, I don't know what to think. They just seem off. I agree with you 100%. I was talking to Bottom Boy earlier about, like, you know, all the teams that people expect to be good. Bengals, Chiefs, Eagles. They seem mortal. They seem beatable. Now, the Bengals are 0-2. They are obviously beatable. Eagles are 2-0. But the Patriots were a toe drag away from maybe pulling that off. It would have just, at best, been a tie, unless maybe they would have gone for 2. And the Vikings game, too, like, that ended up being closer than expected. They killed the Vikings last year. And then even the Rams made the Niners kind of look mortal. So I think this could be a little bit of a different year, which will be a breath of fresh air. Missing the clutch gene, that might be all it is. I know, wasn't it great, Aaron Rodgers? This is the first time I've gotten the stream since then. I just thought about that. 75 seconds. That was how long he made it into that game before getting injured. Just such a bummer. I was excited to watch, you know, Aaron Rodgers in a new uniform. Sounds like he's motivated to come back, and it sounds like he's, you know, going to try to at least get another year. But, man, we'll see, because that is not a nice injury to come back from. Now, he's talking about trying to get back for the playoffs. I just don't know how. As a Steelers fan, they are doing too hot. Oh, you're a Steelers fan now. Chiefs seem off too. Is it just the Bieniemy effect? You gotta wonder. You know, Kelsey came back. I don't know if he was limited or not. I didn't get to watch that game. But they still only put up 17 points, which you just don't expect from that team. Their defense looks really good. If they can figure it out on offense, which they probably will, they will be a formidable opponent. But I didn't expect 17-9 to be the result of that game. No way he comes back this year and is effective? Yeah, you would think it would be like the Rivers torn ACL AFC Championship game. Try that again. Let me just, you guys didn't hear that. Yeah, you would think it would be the Rivers torn ACL AFC Championship game. He was just a statue back there. He was, you know, I think they scored like 12 points, 13 points that game. And their defense, they had a bunch of interceptions. They picked off Brady 3 times. They came close to winning it. But when you literally can't move, you're basically betting on like your starter's decision making versus your backup's decision making and mobility. English is difficult? You are not kidding. I haven't had to speak for like 4 days. I was away. It's fine. Did you smell toast? I just had toast for lunch. Hello there. Do you have any albinos? Because I would like an albino male at some stage. I've always been a Steelers fan. I know what football is. They run and score. I would ask you to name 3 Steelers, but I know you'll just Google it, so. I'd rather a peg leg Rodgers than a fully healthy Zach Wilson. I mean, considering what Zach Wilson looked like yesterday, that might be very true. He looked okay against the Bills. And I know the Cowboys defense is very good, but he had 3 or 4 picks? It just wasn't as clean as it needed to be. Oh, Microsoft Edge it. Okay. Three Steelers: Roethlisberger, Pickett, Bradshaw. Good work. I don't know why, but when that my AI thing came out on Snapchat, I was just playing around with different things to see like if I could get him to be wrong. And I asked him who the Steelers starting quarterback was, and like very confidently he goes, "It's Ben Roethlisberger." And I was like, "No, it's not. It's Kenny Pickett." And then I asked him again like 45 minutes later, and he still said it was Ben Roethlisberger. What kind of smart AI is this? Grown men running into each other in a lot of ads. The ads are perfect though, because it gives you enough time to go get another beer or another slice of pizza or like whatever you got going on. It's perfect. Don't question it. It's fine. All right. 10:30. This black water should be drinking. I think it's there. Is that where we need to go? We're gonna find out. Name 3 Flantros. Okay. There's Steve. Can't do it. How does the season pass for this game work? The season pass essentially is like access to Aurora Shores, that reserve, that's the reserve base in Alaska. Tikamoon Plains, that would be this reserve. And isn't it one more thing? It might be like the items. But yeah, essentially like it's a slightly, if you want to play both maps, Tikamoon Plains and Aurora Shores, it's a slightly cheaper way. If you're only going to get one map, just buy the map DLC. But if you're going to get both, Season Pass is a little bit cheaper. What's up, Brad? Thanks for reminding me I have leftover pizza. No worries, I got you. Just killed my first 2 pheasants a few days ago. Tastes good as pheasant noodle soup. Nice. Yeah, we had I didn't kill them. I'll give you the short version of the story. My sister's fiance knows a guy that like trains dogs with pheasants, and they have to like actually, flush the pheasants. They have to have the hunter shoot them. The dog has to go get them. So he'll have all these birds that they don't keep because they do this all the time, and he gives them to my sister's fiance so he can process them and do whatever. So he had a whole bunch of it, and he gave us some, and it literally is just like wild chicken. It's very good. Steve Ranella, Morgan Freeman, David Attenborough, narration gods, aka Flanters. Steve Ranella is really good. I think that one year when I was making, it might have been 2020? Yeah. IRL content. I got a little close to Steve Ranella type of narration. I was like, okay, I can't get too close to that. What is the best gun in the game? Well, the most powerful gun in the game would be the 338 Lapua. Something to consider though, in terms of the money you get every time you harvest an animal, is based on the amount of meat that animal, you know, the meat you would get from the animal. That is factoring in how much meat is damaged by the bullet. And that 338 Lapua typically is damaging a lot of meat. So for me, it's the 300. I find that to be a really good alternative. Not quite as powerful, but very close. Hello from West Virginia. What's going on, man? I just drove through West Virginia yesterday. Was there a QB between Roethlisberger or Pickett? And Pickett? Nope. Nope. Roethlisberger retired end of 2021. Pickett was drafted April 2022. The Lapua is a beautiful gun. It really is. It's a very nice looking gun. You know, some smarter people than me would have marked. Oh, never mind. What are you doing out there? Shouldn't it be your drink time? Once or mature. Alright. Just gonna send a bullet that guy's direction. Look how gray he is. I couldn't quite get that lined up. Don't know what that is. Should be a window in through here. Getting kinda up there. Best football food? Ooh. Well, I'll tell you lately, my parents have like a ton of canned salsa, and I think they just did like more fresh stuff this year. But that with any kind of corn chips is so good. What is happening here? I guess it's gonna get away. That's a pretty good one because you just keep on going back for more every commercial. Personally, pizza's my football go-to. I'm trying to think of where the closest Domino's is to here, but I will tell you that was about as good a gluten-free pizza as I've ever had. Just as gray as my hair? Nice. I'm kind of concerned that we didn't kill it. I know that bullet hit a little bit low. We're standing right up here. Now we got him. Looked like he was still running, though. That chicken dip your dad makes, honestly, chips with any sort of, whether it's queso or like the, what does he call it? White chicken chili dip, salsa, whatever it is. It's not healthy. Combine that with, you know, what do you drink over if you're only watching one game, because what I do, as I go up to, usually on Sundays, I go up to my parents for the 1 o'clock game. Steelers play 1 o'clock a lot. And then I'll stay and at least watch the 4 o'clock games. But let's say you just watch one 3-hour game. What's that, like 4 or 5 beers, I would say, is reasonable if you're also having food. You gotta work out the next day if you're not careful. Wings? Ooh, wings is a good one. Oh, God. That was really stupid. That was a nice animation. I was so ready to comment on how great that animation that, like, it stood up from that laying down position was. And then he took 2 steps and just ate it. Oh my. 12%, it's only fitting. That was great. I'm so glad that happened. Gave the poor thing a heart attack? I guess so. I don't watch football to be healthy, neither do I. You gotta put on a little layer of insulation before hunting season. It all works out just perfectly. Slipped on a banana peel? I guess so. It tripped. Oh boy. Chili's your go-to? Chili's a good one. You make a big enough pot of chili that you can come back to around halftime, you're all set. WVU or Pitt? I mean, I don't root for Pitt or Penn State because I don't really follow college. But if you made me pick one, I'd have to go with Pitt since they're in my home state. Which, I know they looked like garbage the other night. It's like the deer in Colorado when you make a good shot, they faceplant. Yeah, when you get them on the run. Did that escape murderer crates in PA happen anywhere close to you? You were the first person I thought of when I heard about it. I think that was out by Philly, wasn't it? It wasn't. I was in Was I in Kentucky yet? I think they might have caught him the night before I left. But it wasn't super close, no. I make a big enough pot to come back the next day. That's what we do here. And I mean, it's only 2 of us. But if we make chili, it's leftover chili for lunch for 3 days. We all know I attended Georgia? Yeah. I definitely went to college for more than 7 seconds. My school was on lockdown. He was 20 minutes down the road from me. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's a little too close for comfort. I heard either a Cape Buffalo or a wildebeest or something. Everything kind of sounds the same to me on this map. Don't be like super specific, Ruddy, but is that like Philly area, kind of? I'll be honest, I actually didn't know about it. Kyla told me about it, like, after he was already caught. Springbuck? He was. Gone forever. So last time that we hunted this map, we also had a 4-star lion, I think. Not a clue where that was. The Way the Hunter toolbox is something I absolutely need to start using. Danny just saying, well. Oh boy. 1 hour outside of Philly? Okay. All the news on TikTok. Can't wait for deer season. That's, I'm hoping to get a little bit of arch-related things done tonight, but the next 2 weeks, basically, until our season starts here in PA, that's going to be the primary focus. I want to get Kyla's bow all set up, make sure everything is good to go. She should be all set. Same bow as last year, same arrows, everything was tuned. She'll be good, but I want to shoot it myself a little bit and make sure everything is looking good. I want to take a closer look at mine, because I couldn't tell what was happening. The like 3 or 4 days before I went to Kentucky, I felt like I just started shooting terribly, but I think it was actually like I was, you know, prepping videos for 8 or 10 hours a day. I was editing nonstop. I was just like sitting here, right? Drinking who knows how many Mountain Dews and not eating very healthy. So I think it was just kind of like lack of focus, probably a little bit of extra shakiness from the caffeine. But now that all that's calmed down, I want to take some time to shoot it again. I did have it shooting good the night before. All the prepping was done and I shot, and I feel like the stress was gone and it was good. But I just want to give a second look at it. How's Way the Hunter work? How do I know it's a diamond or something worth saving for a lodge? Okay, so basically it's just down to star rating. There should be some wildebeest close to here, and I can attempt to sort of demonstrate that. I want to click all these. Okay, so they'll be somewhere up along here. When you spot any animal, the star rating will show up, but essentially you're looking for either you're looking for a 5-star mature, or you're looking for an animal that will one day be a 5-star mature. So if you don't know, in Way the Hunter, animals will actually age and grow. There we go. Got a 2-star mature kudu right there. Then we have 1-star young, had a 2-star adult. Something like a 2-star adult, or even really something like a 1-star young, typically you want to leave alive and see what they grow into. Now the 2-star mature, if he wasn't running around and if I wasn't worried about spooking other things, that we would want to shoot. So there's 2 aspects to Way the Hunter, I guess. There's the side of it where you're trying to kill like the 5-stars, like the trophy animals and stuff. And then there's the side of managing your herds to produce bigger and more 5-stars. So to simplify it, you always want to be shooting the lowest genetic potential animal in your herds, because that removes it from the overall average. Your respawns are going to be based on the average genetic potential, I think, of the animals in that area. I don't think it's map wide. Actually, I know it's not map wide. I'm not sure what they mean by in an area. You know, is it a region? Is it like, you know, you've got this whole grassland down here? I'm not sure how that part works. But, you know, if you have a 1-star mature, pretty good chance that's a really low genetic potential male. You want to shoot that. If you have a really uneven buck, you know, one side's a 5-point, one side's a 3-point, something like that, those typically are good to get as well. and you're trying to work towards that. It's a lot to take in at first, but as you play it and as you learn it, you start to grasp that stuff. Yours is quieter? It is. I will say I fixed how loud that bow is. It's much quieter. Have you tried the crossbow in the caves? I don't think I have. I hate that people say Call of the Wild is the most realistic hunting game. Like, I don't think you're allowed to kill thousands of deer or bear in a single region. I don't hear a lot of people say that it's the most realistic hunting game, but I think when people say it, typically they're talking about the graphics and stuff. Because in terms of the actual hunting, both Classic and Way of the Hunter are more realistic. You a 3-point? You right. I do want to make a guide on like what animals to shoot in Way of the Hunter and stuff. Maybe. Hopefully. Actually, I better do that in the next 2 weeks, because once hunting season starts, I'm not going to have the time for it. So that'll be my plan. I'll try to make a video explaining that. It's hard to, like, give examples and stuff, because everything's so situational. You know, in some spots, shooting a 70% genetic potential male might be a terrible thing, because that might be a really high one as far as the average is concerned. Whereas in other areas, if you've got an area where you're getting consistent 5 stars, 70% might be dragging that average down. So it's entirely situational, but you know, you can learn stuff. Just you. Now we're pushing it if we shoot that. But I think we're going to shoot it anyway. Every video I put effort into at the moment seems to do poorly. It's, you know, it's that time of year. It's the way... How we missed the skull on that? Got it that time. It's the way stuff goes. What's important is if you're continuing to put in effort, viewers are going to see that and they'll return for that kind of stuff. I'm going to smoke Tallboy this year. Please do. I already shot a 96% black bear. Hey, I've done the same. Literally the same percentage and everything. It happens. Predators are tough. It's one thing, you know, young adult or mature. It's one thing to look at a whitetail and be like, yeah, I've seen... Let me put it this way. You watch 1 or 2 whitetail grow from 1-star young to 5-star mature, you know what it looks like. You know what a 2-star adult whitetail with potential looks like, right? With black bear, it's just like, okay, that looks just like all the other black bear I've ever seen, why not shoot that? And then it's 96%. I don't know with predators, minus, like, just shooting, for instance... a 1-star mature, there's not much to go on. I don't think predators' coats turn grayer as they age, so you can't look at, say, a 1-star adult predator and be like, that one's actually an old adult, it should be at least a 2-star, gotta kill it. None of that stuff. 99.96% 2-star mature red deer. That's absurd, dude. That seems weird to me. Dude, I'm so excited, Bottom Boy. I'm changing his name to Junior. The buck that is very obviously the offspring of my big one that I got. I like that name better. He was like, you could see some of the velvet just starting to like come loose, kind of. He hadn't shed anything yet, but you could see it wasn't, you know, it was no longer firmly attached. Firmly grasp it in your hand. Okay. So he should be shed probably by now. That was August 30th, the last video I got of him. I want to pull cards hopefully here tomorrow, and hopefully he's on them. I think it's a very fitting name. I like it. The 5-star cape I shot last week was 99.9. Nice. The only 99+% 5 stars I've killed have been pheasants. Now I did kill a 99% 2-star mule deer. Very first thing I killed. Had no idea what I was doing. Wouldn't recommend. Want to see more pics of those deer? It should just be getting to that point. They might have another week yet, but right now they're all running together. All the like decent bucks on the property are in like a bachelor group. It is so fun to watch. Like this time of year when bucks are moving like that is pretty cool. Weird question, but if you're filming a hunt, do you prioritize taking down the animal or getting it on camera? Well, I kind of prioritize getting it on camera, but it depends. Like, let's say that big buck that I was just talking about on my property here. Let's say it's the first morning, I'm sitting there, he comes running through, and I can grab my bow and get a shot. I'm probably going to do that, but if I see it walking in, and if I have the time for it, I probably will prioritize the camera. Like, I've done this before with does. I've never really had the situation with bucks. All the bucks that I've shot on film, I've been able to just kind of get the camera out ahead of them, so they walk into frame and then I take the shot there. But there was a doe I killed in 2020 that I filmed walking all the way in. She came across the field. It's the one that I shot, those of you that have seen the video. She was stopped, but I didn't, like, make a noise to make her lift her head, and I didn't know at the time that they actually will duck further when their head's down. So anyway, I shot, hit her through the liver, recovered her the next day. I filmed her walk all the way across the field into 20 yards, and then I drew back. That's not what I would typically do. Like, if I wasn't filming, I would have drawn back way earlier. But just because I was trying to get her on film, it wasn't really an option for me to draw back yet. So I would say I sort of prioritize the camera, but I haven't had the situation with a buck to where, you know, it might be like, nope, not filming this, gonna shoot it. You guys hear Shadow having a bad dream? You have 2 14 points running around? What the heck? 2 of them? That's insane. So I guess these black wildebeests have just disappeared. Yup, so you did hear it, okay. Bree, thanks for becoming a Shoesty. I really appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. Okay, so... did it not run out of the water? Nope, it did. I see blood right there. Shadow sound like a zebra? She kind of did. She's doing it again, like her little paws are going as she's sleeping, like she's chasing after something. Piglets. I actually had some decent piglets over here, so we should probably give those a look. I don't see much for teeth on them. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that one ain't bad. We'll go over there. They can't be hunted those city limits? Not even archery? I know Seek 1 would find a way. I don't know how they get some of the spots they get. Urban tags or whatever that's called. Okay, so I saw blood, and then I saw pigs, and then I lost the blood. Is that it? Yeah. Not in Austin? Fair enough, fair enough. You don't have much for teeth? Thank you. Okay. Got one there. It shouldn't be much further. What was the hardest diamond in Call of the Wild that you hunted? Probably raccoon dog. Now, I don't have a diamond widgeon or a diamond bobcat from New England. I've got quite a few diamond Mexican bobcats. But I cannot foresee them being tougher than raccoon dog was. Now, to be fair, I did set the stipulation with Reventuli Coast that I would only hunt for those diamonds in single player. Maybe had I hunted multiplayer, it would have been a different story. But that was by far the toughest hunt. And really, both geese on Reventuli were difficult. But that was just a matter of putting in enough time and killing enough geese. The way that geese work, and the way that all bird respawns work in Call of the Wild, at least flock birds, you have to kill every single one of them before you get any respawn. So if you've got a flock of geese with no level 5s, and you kill one goose, you're not getting a respawn. You have to kill all the geese in that flock, and then you get a whole new flock of geese respawning. So that made it challenging. What I ended up doing was actually, I got the 45 air rifle, and I would call them in, let them land, and just plink every single one of them. That just was faster for me to get the whole flocks. That's the first time we've dropped the Warthog. Did I miss anything? Nothing to speak of just yet. Think there will ever be a procedurally generated hunting game with the world like Microsoft Flight Sim? It's my dream hunting game. A procedurally generated map when I don't know exactly how it would be done. If it was procedurally generated, it could kind of be like what I want. So this is like 10 years ago. I was, I guess 15, good lord. Getting old. But I was trying to come up with like the type of hunting game I would want. And I wanted like a game where it was completely random maps. So, like, 11%, good lord. You would start out the game, and you'd have, you know, I don't know, 5 acres of property to hunt on. And it would be completely random. You might get a creek bottom, you might get a field, you might get hardwoods, who knows. And then you'd be able to, like, manage that land, so you could, you know, maybe cut shooting lanes, you could maybe plant a food plot, whatever that would be. But then everybody who plays has a different land, and there could be, like, a multiplayer aspect, where, okay, maybe my land's now producing big bucks, but if I can hunt this guy's land for X amount of monies, maybe I can go get a nice deer, and maybe you make some money from shooting deer. So I always thought that would be cool, and the only way to make that game at all interesting would be procedurally generated. But I'd love just the idea of, like, not being able to go into a map expecting a certain thing. Kind of like what we did in Kentucky down there just this last week. Like, when you go to, let's say you go to Tikamoon Plains in Way the Hunter right now. If you've hunted it for 10, 15, 20 hours, you kind of know what's where. That like staleness never happens if the maps are procedurally generated. Give it random spawns like Classic, I think you have a winner. Build that game. If I were like a billionaire or whatever, I would immediately fund that. I don't know who I'd have to get in contact with, but I'd find it out. I'd pay someone, if I were a billionaire, I'd pay someone who knows what they're doing to get in contact with whoever they need to get in contact with. You can go anywhere in the world, hike real mountains, and hunt. I would make it my goal to kill a deer in my backyard. Actually, no, I wouldn't, because then that would tell people where my backyard is. Never mind. That would be incredible. It really would be. So you can shoot the geese with a 45 air rifle and they won't spook. Out to, like, I don't know, 50 meters or something like that. I set up a tripod, and I was shooting them 100 or 150 out. If you use the Hyperion scope, the drop between the mill dots on the scope, I believe, is 50 yards, 50 meters. So, you know, if I was shooting them at 150, it might be 25. Maybe I was using the Argus scope. Somebody with better knowledge of the air gun will be able to answer that. But yeah, I was just shooting them in the distance, dropping them. Every now and then they'd get alerted enough that I'd have to wait for a little bit. But almost every time, because no matter where you hit them, they drop. The thing about the 22 is you can set up at 300 meters and do this with the 22. But some shots with the 22 do not result in an insta-kill, which spooks the entire flock. So the 45 was the answer to that. What if we, the community, came up with the money to pay a company to build it for us? I don't know where the collection pot goes so that it doesn't end up in the wrong hands. I like the all caps thank you mail. Insta-kilk. If I were a billionaire, I would buy big chunks of land and do the exact same thing IRL. That might be a more fun game as to do it IRL. That's the dream, though. You know, 100 acres in PA, 100 acres in West Virginia, 50 acres in Maryland, whatever. You know, it doesn't have to be 100 acres. Even 30 to 50 is plenty. And then just, you know, spend your summers every couple weeks driving down to one of the other states, plant a food plot, hang stands, check trail cameras. It would be a blast. I'm too spoiled to primal. Are you saying I don't care for prehistoric hunt? Didn't I just play that with you? No, I didn't. I was going to stream it with you, and then you didn't want to stream. GoFundMe to make a Flinter game? Goal, $12 million. Got some oceanfront property in Arizona, is that right? What's up, Scott? I missed something there. Oh, did you take the saddle on the trip? That was the only thing I hunted out of, yep. It was good. That was another definite positive of hunting down there, despite the fact that we didn't get to kill any deer. All of us were hunting from saddles because I wouldn't say that it's impossible, but it's not the most feasible thing to hunt public land in September with climbing stands or anything like that. You know, it was in the middle of the day, it was 75, 80 degrees. When you're hiking in for an evening hunt at 80 degrees with a climber on your back, you're going to sweat so bad, it's really tough, even with perfect wind conditions, to end up getting the deer. And we definitely sweated plenty packing in the saddles, too. Till you factor in filming equipment and stuff, we were still each carrying in 20 to 30 pounds, something like that. You know, our bows on top of all that stuff yet, too. But I really liked it. I think, you know, when you're setting up in an area where maybe you don't know where deer are going to pass through, one of the nice things with the saddle is you pretty much can shoot 360 degrees around the tree. Now, you have to be comfortable with it and familiar with it, and I think that's something I'm getting close to. But there were plenty of places I set up where I was like, I mean, they might come from over here, or they might come from exactly the opposite of that. And the way that you can kind of move around the tree, you can get those shots anywhere. Yeah, like Bottom Boy said, it's definitely a big learning curve, but there's serious utility with them. And in the rut, I think, that's going to be where at least mine probably sees the most mileage. First couple of sits of the rut, I'm going to go to my regular stands, the regular spots I go to. But then I'm going to try to build on that, like, okay, I keep on seeing deer. There's one particular spot, I can tell you right now. There's one particular spot, it's about 75 yards out from, those of you that follow the real life hunting content, about 75 yards out from the stand I first encountered the bladed 9 in. He walked right into the stand, I was pulling my bow up from the ground, and he spooked. There's a bunch of grapevines, and every single year, those grapevines are loaded with grapes, and the deer just hammer that spot, and they just hang out there. But it's pretty open, there's no cover over there. It's really not possible to hang a stand over there and expect it to work. But what I do think I can do is pack my saddle in there, get up 25 feet, you know, bring some aiders for the steps, or for the sticks rather. And I think I could set up so that, like, okay, deer come from the edge of the map, right? Tree is here. If I'm on this side of the tree, where I can kind of keep the tree between the deer and myself, I think they can walk right out into those grapevines and I can get a shot. Now, am I going to spook some stuff? Maybe. I got to look at it. I got to get down in there and see, you know, what tree might work and all that stuff. But that's got me really excited, just being able to have that tool in the arsenal as well. What's up, Billy? Breeze in here as well. What's going on? So when I buy a saddle, I'll just tell my wife Flinter said I had to. You can blame it on me. I'll take the heat. Ah, dang it. We spotted that mature and I thought our albino finally aged. That's a big one-star adult. We're gonna leave that alone. Forget where it was. We had all kinds of big Cape Buffalo we gotta check on. I wanna say it's probably all these herds. We'll start here and then slowly but surely we'll move around. If one of these charge, we'll go for it, but there's nothing in particular I really want to get. The black wildebeest look so goofy. I mean, the models are perfect, but black wildebeests in general do have a bit of a goofy look to them. How many hours do you have on this game? That is a good question. See how I pull that up. Oh, we're running now. Okay. Oh god, hold on. One of those sounded mad. No? I thought that one was going to come over this way. Alright, I'll try that again. I'm shift-tabbing to open the Steam overlay. Playtime, 480 hours. That's albino, I'm pretty sure. The one was albino, yeah. But she's still an adult, not a mature. But I'm still not... I haven't gotten confirmation. Maybe you guys know. I still don't know if the albino Cape Buffalo get, like, whiter as they age. Because plains bison do, so I'm guessing the capes do as well. These guys are pretty tanky, but that looks like a good shot. They don't look any different, so what you're telling me is I should have killed that weeks ago. They look exactly the same. Their horns should get bigger at least, though. I think. Big sad. Is the passing of time / years for each map kept separate? I see that was answered already, but yeah. You don't have to worry about your animals on Nez Perce aging while you hunt Transylvania, for instance. What, you had hyenas attack? I haven't had that happen yet. I think I'm going to potentially go buy a bunch of screw-in steps and put them in trees I plan on hunting in the future, so when I go in I can just take the saddle and platform and save the weight. Yeah, that was another conversation Kyle and I had. Not the screw-in stats, but same premise. Rather than me having to hang 2 tree stands for any spot that we want to hunt together, if there's a place we want to go where I've already got 1 stand, you know, that was one of the problems we ran into the last 2 years hunting together. Like, okay, I've got 4 spots where I've got 2 stands. We get one of those 4 spots. Now, any stand that we want to hunt, if we know we're going there, I'll go the night before, put the sticks up and the platform. We go in, I just gotta climb up, tether in, I can film Kyla from another tree, and now we've got 15 more spots we can go to. So I'm really excited to have that. You literally told me I didn't think they attacked? Are you saying I saw it? I don't remember this. It's great finally seeing hyenas in a hunting game. I remember when I was younger I talked about wanting hyenas in Call of the Wild, either on your server or to you directly. Yet, the last game that I remember playing with hyenas was actually the game where I get my name, Dangerous Hunts 2009. Now, I think Dangerous Hunts 2011 had hyenas, but they were like... It might have just been that one. There was that, like, albino hyena in the burning building you had to shoot 1,000,000 times because Cabela's games made so much sense. That was always the thing that drove me nuts. Yes, this hyena that weighs 112 pounds just ate 45 223 rounds and is still going. I told you it would attack me and I said I didn't think they could. Well, I apparently still didn't think they could. How far is that one cape? This feels like an opportunity that I probably shouldn't take, but I most likely will anyway. Okay, 1,000-yard headshot on a Cape Buffalo? I don't know if we can get far enough, but we're going to try. I would like to see brown hyenas or aardwolves instead of spotted hyenas in Call of the Wild, just add some variety. Yeah, anytime we get a chance, like, between the 2 games to have different subspecies and stuff, I think that would be better. Heard lions. And spooked lions, okay. What's up, Sweetness? Thank you for the 24 months. Got the double 12 as a super schuster. Welcome back, man. All good to see you for the Monday streams. Hope you and the family are well. Doing good, man. It's that exciting time of year. We got archery season just around the corner. I actually just got back from a Kentucky hunt in which we killed 0 things, but we still had a good time. I have a question. What's your favorite gun? In this game, it's got to be the 300. I really like the Remington, but the Steyr SM-12, so there's the Remington 700 long range, that's chambered in 300, and the Steyr SM-12, the Steyr just sounds so much better. Okay, I'm going to place a marker. Try to get to 1,000. The only way we kill this is with a headshot. And frankly, I think we're going to have 2 little energy left We may hit the head and not kill it, but I'm still gonna try. What were you chasing in Kentucky? Just archery whitetail. Okay, is it behind the... No, it rendered out, I guess. Alright, well, let's try to get that one. Nope, not what I wanted. Okay, 100 cents on. 04 1,000. Where did it go? Did it pop out or render? Nope, wasn't looking nearly far enough. Okay. Oh, perfect. Oh! Smoked him! Holy! I don't know if it was quite 1,000 or not, though. Watch that be a 99% 1-star adult. I didn't think that was going to work. Big smoked. It's got to be right there. It's either like 1,002 yards or 998 yards. I feel like the reticle on that scope's a little bit too big. Nah, I agree. They just came out with that new scope in the last update. It's got like it's the medium-sized glass or whatever, so it doesn't fill the entire screen the same way this one does. Oops. But the reticle is like a regular duplex scope, which is really nice. Secretly, Chris Kyle, you're right. Mal strikes again. Technically, this is River, but you know, it's Mal at heart. Gonna be a 99% 4-star. Nah, it was definitely an adult. You have the kind of brownish, almost purple color, which probably sounds stupid. What's FFP scopes again? I remember we had this conversation one other time. Sniper confirmed. What's going on, Highfish? Good to see you, man. Not very long ago, I was thinking about like the old days classic montages. Yours were always some of the best. You're only Mal during story mode? Yeah, you could be Mal during free hunt too, but I just went with River because he's kind of my favorite character. I also do like that he wears gloves. I feel like the lack of camouflage in this game is kind of a weak point, and at least there's camo gloves here. So this is a different herd. Let's just swing down through here and spot these super quick. River saying the man-eating lion wouldn't hit the same. Yeah, he's got a slightly less soothing voice that Big Mal has perfectly done. First diamond was a musk deer. 957, I think, on the old system. Yeah, 2-star mature. I mean, if we can get him to go alert. Kind of like that. Just doing a little herd management. First focal plane? Yeah, that's right. I knew it was like something about focus, but I couldn't remember exactly like how the acronym worked. Only trophy musk deer has an albino female? Hey, albino musk deer are rare. There is no doubting that. There's a big one. Couple of big ones. Well, one day we'll go and claim that one that we shot a mile away. Glad you remember the good old montages. Have been following you since forever, even though I haven't really uploaded myself. That's awesome, man. It's cool, like, you know, the way back in the day classic creators. The cool thing is, like, you know, back at that time when that was the only game, all of us were just kind of doing it for fun. There was no such thing as, like, you know, making a living off the games. It was good times. This thing half looks piebald. You guys see that? Must just be an old guy. Wait. So I attempted this one other time and whiffed. At 3 yards. So I guess he charged. And then... where's the bullet? Oh, I see. Right through the top of the noggin. 68%. Missed the old system in quick kill. I think taking quick kill out was a mistake. I really do think the intensity of, like, big animals in particular. You shoot a potential diamond moose. Let's say through the lung that you go for a safe shot and it runs a bit. It's like, did I make a good enough shot? Is it going to go down in time? It never made all the sense in the world. Like, hey, I made a lung shot. It should, you know, why am I punished for making a lung shot? But on the other hand, that intensity of getting a diamond now is kind of taken out of it, I think. Okay. 4-star mature, that's encouraging. There was one other big one, though. Probably that 3-star respawning. No, wait. Now there's a 4-star there. Okay, so basically this is a herd of big males. But maybe not any that we want to actually take. I'm hearing some sounds that I never heard on this map before. Anyway, we'll leave them alone. Go and try to claim that one that we shot super far out. Let's go on and just have fun. We need a piebald in the game. I don't care what species just want it. That, I mean, knowing what Way the Hunter is capable of, that could look pretty amazing. Hit him with the Kyla special and hit it with a vehicle. That one where she backed over the 5-star Cape Buffalo is the funniest thing ever. Still glad they removed that you have to kill multiple animals. Yeah, consecutive harvest, it had good intentions behind it, but its execution was terrible. Is the new rifle scope any good? We can grab it and I can give you a look at it. There's parts that are really cool about it, but the thing I don't like is that it's only a medium-sized glass. So, like, it doesn't take up the full screen. I'm now a filmmaker for a living. The old Hunter Classic videos basically were my first steps into that field, so I'll never forget about it. That's awesome, man. Can't say it surprises me. It always felt like you were, you'd be good at something like that. I think we're gonna have to kill this guy. Awfully noisy, sir. That'll quiet you down. These Egyptian geese are like, what? Anything happen over here? Another 68%. I think we had a 5-star from here before, so we probably ought to just quickly scan. Make sure there's nothing crazy in here. I don't see anything else that we want to shoot. Alright, moment of truth. Was it 1,000 yards? Or was it not? No, not 96. It was a perfect shot, too. Right through the top of the... I guess a perfect shot would have been in the brain. But skull works. Ooh. Oh, no. 84%. That was a big one. It is worth it. Wildebeests are just big rabbits? I think we can all agree. Wildebeests are big rabbits. So where else do we want to go? I'm trying to think of, like... Down here's got some good stuff. Just don't know that anything has aged enough. I don't know that anything has aged at all, really. Let's start here and go south. How many maps are there now? There are 4. 85% is the lowest I've seen make 5-star? Yeah, since they get so old, it seems like you can get those mid-80s making it. Have you played any of the Far Cry games? I played Far Cry 5 when it came out. I think Far Cry Primal's one I'd actually enjoy. I just have never bought it. One day I'll get it and play it. If you could recommend one DLC, what would it be? Are we talking about Way the Hunter? Way the Hunter, just because of the way they've structured things, is a little bit different. What is that? Oh, wildebeest. Hey, we can go visit them. Take a quick peek over here. There should be some capes in this area, but honestly, I don't remember any of them having any potential, so... yeah, we'll just go and see if we can spot that guy. We can almost... yeah, why not? We can just take the UTV. I love Far Cry Primal. We played that game like 3 times. I can't remember who it was, and I didn't watch the entire playthrough. I watched somebody play it on YouTube years ago. Could have been JaxyBeard, could have been Markiplier, could have been some, like, lesser-known creator. I honestly have no clue. But it looked like a game that I would enjoy. Oh, hello there. Might be a 5, I can't tell. Gaming Beaver? Wouldn't have been him. I don't think I've ever watched him. I know the name, though. How was the hunt? We came close, but we was not me. Aaron and Will both got, you know, Aaron had, let me tell it the other way because it'll make more sense. First, I want to spot this guy because then we can know what we're doing. Ah, it is a 5-star. Okay. Why don't we... Nah. We tried to call one in with and get it with the bow last time. It didn't go particularly well. We'll just kind of sneak in and try to get it with a 300. Okay. So, not yesterday, the day before. We hunted until, like, almost 10 o'clock. Weren't seeing anything. And then we kind of coordinated, like, a little mini... I'm not even going to call it a drive. Like, a push. Will was going to kind of get down and just walk our general direction. And just as he got down, a couple of deer showed up. Like, from behind him, I think. And he ended up... They kind of walked towards him. They almost gave him a shot. And then he managed to perfectly just kind of nudge them over towards Aaron. They just walked through. And they went by in archery range. Like, it was very close to working out. They just were behind too much brush. He couldn't get a shot. And Will actually saw one other buck as well. I am just cursed on public land. I can't even be blessed with a sighting of a deer. And then, by the way, leaving, there was a big doe right on the side of the highway. So, you know, makes sense. Big Mal. I want to try to drop it. Let's see if we can hard shot it. Was it Fooster? Could have been. It may have been. That does kind of seem like that was the right time frame when I would have been watching a lot of Fooster. I just saw he hit 1 million subs, by the way. I need to wait to tell when that happens. I don't know what the odds are he's gonna, like, turn and look at us. Don't know what the odds are he's gonna ever notice us. Hello? There we go. It's an odd reaction. There you go. Yep, just like that. Oh, that was close. Almost shot right when he turned. Okay. Not a hard shot. Maybe a hard shot? He looks pretty smoked. They look huge running away every time. Oh, stay like that. Good photo incoming if he doesn't fall over. When I was hunting Saturday morning, I was pulling into the driveway of the property I hunt, and the 3 does I had on camera were on the side of the road and ran from the truck. They were just like, oh, hey, we've been expecting you. Yeah, I forget how that happened with Prehistoric Hunt, Kyla, but expectations for a game like that gotta be set correctly, and when they are, it's actually really enjoyable. Let's do something like this. Ooh, that looks nice. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Got the little cabin in the background, something like this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the tilt feature to kind of make the kudu more level. Then maybe we need to look down a little bit more. Do we want to tilt further? Can't go too far, river starts to look tilted. Yeah, we'll do some brightness stuff. We want early morning, actually? Nah, probably afternoon. I don't love how that lighting looks. Something like that'll work. Do some blur into the background. I'd say that's pretty good. We need, like classic, some poses for the hunter as well. Oh no, we did hit the heart. Just clipped like one of the arteries from it, it looks like. That's all it was. We'll count it. 92%. 480, what, they make 5-star at 472? That's not bad. I think it'll be our first 5-star cootie that goes on the wall. Okay, so there was a wildebeest, looks like that guy right there. 12 miles in that general direction. It's not a bad looking one. It's really not. We'll go UTV. That's how I found you and Beard's channel through Fooster when I first started Call of the Wild. That's awesome, man. Fooster, like when Call of the Wild first started, I think Fooster was the first one, like kind of from I wouldn't say it, I mean it's a different genre kind of. He did a lot of survival and stuff, but it's still in that same vein, like outdoor sort of thing. He was the first one that I think that really brought a lot of attention to it outside of the community. Excuse me, sir, how big are you? You're pretty big. No, wrong button. Get my binoculars back. 3 stars. So they live a while. Probably don't want to kill that. And I said we were going to head south, so we'll cut a mile off of this. Classic still ahead with the trophy shot mode. Not even looking at you, Call of the Wild. Classic's trophy shots are by far the best, for sure. Their new trophy lodge, they're definitely making a case for best lodge as well. Okay, so these might be the smallest kudu of all time. You guys just go about your business. You guys can have fun. Don't mind me. Went hunting yesterday evening, saw 5 does and 3 different spikes. Not bad. We're moving. I can't believe it's PA season's almost here. I know I already hunted once, but that was out of state, so it still has like, woo, nice. Still has a little bit of a different feel to it. That like months-long grind of just trying to get in the stand as many times as possible. I'm so freaking excited for the weekly content again. I think that's gonna be awesome. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. They're average? Not small and average. The world's most overpriced lodge? It is expensive, I will give you that. If you play Classic a lot though, and if you have like a lot of trophies that you want to display, like for me it really was worth it. And like I know it's my job, so maybe that's not a fair analysis. But lodges in general have been out for 6 or 7 years. I've had so many things that I wanted to display, you know, like all these 190 whitetail. I had my 200 and I only had so many slots, so I only displayed 1 whitetail in the lodge. I had we had to split up rares and trophies and stuff. Now they're all in one place, and I just think it looks so darn cool. It's crazy how much closer season feels this side of the Kentucky trip. Dude, it's that, I get that same exact feeling that I got right before, it was time to head to Kentucky. It's just like, oh my god, we've been live for an hour and 20 minutes? What? I thought we've been live for 45 minutes. Okay, sorry. I just, like, when I think about it, like, okay, it's the 18th. Season starts in 12 days. And I just get, like, chills throughout my body for a second, like, you have so much to do. Stands to hang, cameras to check. Check on Kyla's bow, make sure it's all good. Practice, practice, practice. So much stuff. Classic is better at trophy lodges than any other game. I think Call of the Wild, like the way they do the poses and stuff, Call of the Wild's got the best system. But then Classic's designed for the lodge, and really Wait the Hunter's designed too. Call of the Wild's behind there. I'm not prepared at all. Me. Well, if you pick up where you left off in Kentucky, you ought to be able to have a buck on the ground pretty quick. 3-star adult, hello there. Alright, that's good to know. Just Just gonna screenshot this because I'll forget. Where are they actually at? Close enough. Alright, there was a 1-star or something we can go in there, try to help out that herd. Need to buy trail cameras? You can get, so don't be scared by going on Amazon and finding trail cameras for brands you've maybe never heard of. And I know, like, if you don't hunt, you probably haven't heard of the big brands. Moultrie, Stealth Cam, Tacticam, Cuddyback. Those types of cameras, they're all good. The ones you can get for like $60 on Amazon, generally speaking, are actually pretty decent quality. Now, sometimes they die sooner. Like, I have had some Amazon cameras that really only last me a year or two, whereas the main, like, name brand hunting stuff seems to last a little bit longer. But that's not always the case. I've had name brand hunting cameras die in 6 months, and I've had Amazon cameras last me multiple years. What's going on, Army? Yeah, there is a hunting game that's got a much more customizable lodge than anything out there. VR hunting, if you guys haven't heard of it. When is Call of the Wild getting on True X again? Good question. We got Springbuck. They're not great. That's being way too kind. They're pretty bad. But there's still a lot to do, like Gemsbuck True X could be awesome. Cape Buffalo, like the fact that we don't have Cape Buffalo True X makes me sad. Because they really do have the potential to be amazing. Why couldn't this be a big male? Like, that's almost exactly how you would set up the trophy shot of this. Trying to get that claim animal thing to not highlight them. Like, that's... Look up hunting in Africa and tell me what the trophy shots look like. Because it's going to be very similar to this. I'm still taking it, even though it's the smallest male of all time. I don't know why. Certain lighting just makes River's face look so washed out. Just casually advertising this game? Just casually. It's a really good game, though. I wish I had a VR setup. You can play it, I believe, without the VR setup, but I think to get the full experience, you probably need it. I'll talk to my dad. He might buy me some for Christmas. There you go. Reckon he will because he wants them himself. Just make a Christmas list. 45 trail cameras. Call of the Wild is the first hunting game I started playing a month ago. Oh, nice. I think Call of the Wild's... It would probably be the most likely, most obvious entry point game, but a lot of people in the community play, like, say, both Call of the Wild and Wade the Hunter, or both Call of the Wild and Classic. If you find that Call of the Wild at any point starts to get a little bit stale, introducing one of those other games that adds a bit more challenge. It's a good balance because, you know, today I wanted to play Wade the Hunter. I just got back from a hunting trip, didn't have much luck, and I wanted to, like, you know, have that true-to-life hunting experience, maybe where I have a little more luck, like killing a 5-star kudu. Maybe tomorrow, I might be like, okay, yeah, spent 2 hours, killed 10 animals, I'm gonna shoot more stuff today, and then I play Call of the Wild. It's a good back and forth. Sadly, can't play without VR. I was thinking you could. Maybe I was thinking that VR setups were less expensive than I thought they were. I know we had a conversation of something to that effect. VR headset as well. I wish there were trophy shots in Call of the Wild. If I could set up elk in the same way I do IRL, that'd be awesome. It could really make the game a lot, I think, a lot more like realistic in terms of that feel. There's certain things that you know, even with Call of the Wild's massive lodges, there's certain things you may want to display in your lodge, or maybe you just don't have the space. Like, let's say you hunt a bunch of, you said elk. Let's say you hunt a bunch of Rocky Mountain elk. You've got 10 diamond elk and 5 rare elk in your lodge or something like that. You kill another diamond elk. Maybe it's kind of like lower scoring but unique or something. You might not want to actually display it in your lodge, but like a nice trophy shot would be really cool. I mean, it would be awesome to be able to have that. Recurve bows and Wade the Hunter? That seems like the next logical step. We had crossbows, now we have got compound bows. Seems like traditional archery would be like an obvious next step. If I'm not mistaken, Hunting Sim 2 had recurves. I don't remember if I ever tried it. I had a hard time being patient with that game. Oh, that's that. Have you guys seen this? I'll take you over here. Hello. Quest 2 price was just cut since Quest 3 is around the corner. See myself doing it. We'll see. What's up, Jace? What's it called again? I got an Oculus last week and I've been looking for a good hunting game. It's just VR hunting. VR hunting. 1-star mature. Okay, what are the odds we can hit that in the back of the head on the run? If you could pick a direction, that'd be nice. Oh, that had to be close. Hit him. Dude's matrix dodging this stuff. Well, lives to see another day, just with a bullet in his back leg. Playing Red Dead, nice. But I used Quest 2 for $250 with the Elite head strap and a 256 gig storage on eBay. I should look into that. I never thought of. Although, I'd be sure to, like, clean it. Wearing someone else's headset kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. VR plus procedurally generated? Now you're talking. Love the vids? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. What's up, Danielle? If you get the headset, you should make a series out of it. I think I'd like to. I do find it might not be a super long series. We'll see, though. I do find that, like, VR hunting games are... It's probably... Or VR games in general, I should say. Are probably more about the experience. Like, it's hard to translate it into content. But maybe it can work out. Will Call of the Wild ever get Africa 2.0? I'd like to think eventually they will. The way that Beard kind of described it on their stream, it sounded like, you know, something almost in the same way that I've explained, like, how I would personally do a Texas exotic ranch map. Save it for, like, you know, one of the last maps they ever do. He said something like, if they ever did Africa 2, how could they ever top it? So it sounded to me like something they maybe would want to do as their last map, or one of their last maps. It's fun watching people do horror VR, that's true. You got any scary things in VR hunting? Best spot to catch a gold pike on Norway. Dang it, where was that? Okay, go to the official Angler Discord. They have a tech chat called Resource Hub, and there's spreadsheets in there with, like, all the information you'd ever want. There was a particular spot that we went to for pike. It's in my last, hunting and fishing in Scandinavia video, if you want to go and check that out. I'm sure I showed it on the map, or at least I think I did. But there's a bunch of big pike in there. We were catching, I don't know that we got a gold, but we were catching a bunch of 20+ pound silvers. Muskox and doll sheep, that could be very cool. What do we got there? That looks like a younger lion. Listen, you. Trotting out of my spawning range. 3-star mature? That ain't bad. I think these are some kudu we've probably never seen. I want to spot that other male. I think it's an adult. Might never know, because they just keep scooting out of range. The pigs are pretty scary, fair enough. Alright, you guys just go live your life over there. We'll come back. Does anyone know how to get rid of the big purple circles on Call of the Wild map? So that is your hunting pressure. As you shoot other animals in other areas, that hunting pressure from the ones that you already have on the map will dissipate and disappear. Look at that. An Angler Discord command. Looks to me like a kind of poor genetic mature there. Can I not be stuck? Be great. River's a stuntman. He's out here tripping on rocks. What is going to be the next gun for the sub count? There's a 405 in Classic. I wish we had a 375 H&H. But unfortunately, that's not in any of the games. We did 357 revolver. I think the 405 might be the next one. We could have a 380 pistol at some point. Did you go to Kentucky yet? If you did, any luck? We did go. No luck in terms of like actually ending up shooting a deer. Will and Aaron both got pretty close. I just had my normal public lane luck of not finding anything. I was literally on the ridge between Will and Aaron, where they both had like close encounters. It was with the same deer, by the way, and that story will play out in the video here in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I was in between them and didn't see a single thing. Just the way my public land luck tends to go. But it was really good practice with the saddle. You know, just learning things I, like, things I want to change for how I saddle hunt. And just, it can help so much, I think, hunting public land, even for, like, how you hunt private. Because when you hunt private, you can, like, feasibly, you can put a trail camera on every corner of your property and just figure out where the deer are that way. When you hunt public and when you try to figure out an area in only a couple days, you have to put on miles, find sign, and pay attention to like the land features, how they're using ridges versus bottoms and all that stuff. I just think you can learn a lot, and I feel like we did. I can't tell if they're all attacking or not. That was pretty cool. When you hit 540k, you should go hunt with nothing but 540 grain arrows. Somebody did suggest that for like maybe it was 350 grain arrows or something. I think at 350k. But I had the 357 come up, so I was like, too close together. Yeah, it could be an option. Deontay Johnson to IR? Ooh, that's not good. I thought it was going to be like a 2-week deal. IR is what, 5 minimum? Dang. He rolled 12 feet, he probably rolled 12 times. Did you do the main missions in Norway with the fishing pole? I have not done them yet. That's something we're going to do pretty soon. And thank you, Caitlin. How badly do you think UPS will hit me if I bought a small treadmill? I mean, I don't know. I'm sure it wouldn't be the first one they've delivered. If it's from somewhere close, I can just go get it. Did you ever get a new truck? Yes. Ended up getting a 2020 F-150. The exterior is not quite as nice as the 16 I had. A little more dinged up in spots. Nothing like at all crazy, but maybe some branch scratches along the bed, and you can see where like maybe a load of shale or something was dumped in there, and a couple of little rocks maybe clipped the edges. The plastic on top's chewed up a little bit, but it's a pretty darn nice truck. It had like the exact same mileage, actually a little bit less, than my 16 that got smoked by a tree. And the one thing, actually two things that I really like, it has the 110 like outlet. It's got one of those in the front and the back, so for charging cameras or anything on these trips, that's going to be really nice. And then it also has heated seats, which I've never had in a vehicle, and I went up to my mom and dad's really early a couple weekends ago. We were building a new hunting tower, and it was pretty chill in the morning, so I put on the heated seats. It was great. What color? Silver. It's Kyla's favorite color. Some buffalo out there. What just called? It must have been them over there. A lot of stuff to look at in a small area. Got a 98 Tacoma, nice. Is there a way to keep track of animals/herds away the hunter? They should allow you to like name them or something. Okay, so the game itself doesn't allow for that, but there is something called Way the Hunter Toolbox. In their official Discord, I don't even know where it is exactly. It's pinned somewhere, or maybe they have a text chat thing for it. But it's a super useful tool that frankly I haven't started using. I know it's useful. I know I need to use it, and I just haven't downloaded it yet. but it allows you to do exactly what you're talking about. You can, you know, name herds. I think you can, because the way that it works, everybody has the same herds. Like, if you go to this area, you can find a kudu feed zone and a kudu rest zone, and that herd's going to show up exactly here, right? Whether this is my map, your map, Kyla's map, anybody's map. All your herds are going to exist. It's just the size of the animals in those herds that may be different. So in that toolbox, all the herds are listed, which, by the way, if there's herds you don't have, the toolbox will show those too, and you can go and find them, and you can name them and stuff. So yeah, not something I've used, but something I very badly need to use, because all the time, like, we've been on Transylvania a little bit lately, we were on Aurora Shores, I come back here, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I forget all of my herds. Drove up on the line from the mission and smoked it. Nice. What happens if you run it over? Did anybody ever try that? Three-star mature. I thought there was a decent one in there. I attempted to record Classic. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm just dumb. I swear Rocky Mountain elk skulls used to be a thing. Was that not a thing where you could do Rocky Mountain elk skull mounts? But I went to do it today, and then I couldn't do it. And I was like, did I just waste this entire 2 hours? So I guess I'm going to try again and do Roosevelt's. But yeah, Rockies have been my plan. Or it's going to collect dust. I mean, treadmills make for really good coat hangers. Been playing so much Angler lately, but ran into one of your videos on Way to the Hunter this morning, and I cannot wait to get off work and play it again. Isn't it funny how that works? Like, the itch to play games can be triggered by just the littlest things. Every time I think of that type of deal, too. It was, Field and Stream Trophy Buck 4, I think. A hunting game I had when I was a kid, and there was this intro. I can barely describe anything from the intro. All I remember is, like, one big buck feeding, and then looking up and looking over his shoulder at you. And I'm pretty sure I was in first grade. And that intro lived rent-free in my head every single day through the entire school day. All that I could think of was that intro and just wanting to go home and play that game. So we probably shouldn't shoot a 3-star. Can maybe shoot a 1-star adult. I'm gonna try to stop him or get him to do something here. Work. Get a standing desk and those small treadmills under the table? I wanted to get a standing desk, but I find that, well, for one, Shadow would never shut up, because she does not like when everyone's standing around. If everyone's seated, cool, no problems. She'll lay on the floor around you, or maybe she'll lay on your lap. If everyone's standing, she whines and yips and she hates it. It's because she's short, I think. And hook it up to a game and move only by walking/running in real life? That would be, you know, the old concept of the Nintendo Wii? That takes that to 12 more levels. Been running a little outside as the weather gets better. Did 20 sprints every day for the summer and lost 15 pounds over 3 months. Nice. That's awesome, man. I think it's harder to lose, like, considerable weight just from exercise or working out. So much of it's diet, which I really struggle with. I think these are all small. That one might be okay. I'm pretty sure there's more down here we want to look at. Dieting's the main thing. It's just that, like, especially like in the summer and stuff, I can be fine. Football season, hunting season, like, I'm probably going to drink more than I should during those times. Like, you come home from a hunt, you kill a big deer, you kill a doe, celebratory beer. You come home from a hunt, didn't see a darn thing. What's the word? Conciliatory? Whatever the heck. You get it. Do you recommend the map? Tikamoon Plains? It is awesome. I will say, I feel like there's more 5 stars on this map than other maps, but That might be a good thing for you. Consolation, that might be what I wanted. Way the Hunter is the game, it is indeed. 27%. Alright, do we want to look at Springbuck? Do we want to look at Gunsbuck? I don't know. None of the Springbuck look mature to me, so I guess we'll go and look at the Gunsbuck. Whiskey has a lot less calories than beer. My dad has lost a lot of weight switching. Really? I didn't know that. Drink for success or drink to drown the misery. That's it. Doesn't have to be a lot. But still, it adds up. I keep shape by forgetting to eat the whole day and stuff myself at night. That's like that intermittent fasting by accident. We can survive this? Oh, come on, River, you're a stuntman. You should have survived that. Man's got weenie knees. That's okay. We can play Sarkudu at least while we're here. And we've kind of been working on the right side of the lodge, so I think that's where we'll put him. Is there room here? Or is he going to clip through the ceiling? Can you not put them here? You cannot. So I can put him here. What's this look like? I don't really want to shoot 2 female kudu just for that. Here might work. I think that'll look okay. Is the date correct? Looks like it. Not too bad. Still need a replacement albino K Buffalo. Her eyes are still not there, by the way. Some stuff out of a horror movie. Alright, got like 15 minutes. Let's see, where else could we go? I'm trying to think. I know we had more big Cape Buffaloes somewhere. I just can't remember where they were. For now, let's just jump up here. Those pained noises. Jordan Love played well. He was exceptional, like, early in the game. The only thing that sucked was there was a play right after the Falcons scored. They were down 12, and the Falcons scored to make it a 5-point game. There was a play where there was like 2 crossing routes, and he made the wrong read. I think he had Romeo Dobbs for a touchdown, and I can't remember who the guy he threw it to was. But if he makes that throw, they probably win the game, but even still, I think the Packers are fine. I think they look actually pretty good. Are you a Packers fan? I am a Steelers fan. But I did get to watch, I think I only caught the 4th quarter of that game. I had just gotten home from Kentucky, literally like probably 20 minutes. Got home, unpacked some stuff, and then threw on that game because Kyle was from Georgia, so she, I would say she follows the Falcons. I don't even know if I would say she roots for the Falcons, because it's normally like, hey, the Falcons are winning. They'll screw it up, don't worry. Looks like something from Pet Sematary. Oh my god, it does. Giants offense's wraps and Saquon doesn't come back really quick. They said it was a sprained ankle, right? I'm so confused by the Giants. Either the Cardinals aren't that bad, which is kind of what I think is the case. You know, they played the Commanders decently well, and the Commanders beat the Broncos, but are the Broncos actually good? I don't know. And then they had a 20-point lead on the Giants? And then they blew that lead in just incredible fashion. Absolutely smoked. So proud of the Falcons so far. Like, they're doing fairly good so far this season, but again, it's the Falcons. I'm not sure Desmond Ridder is enough to win you a Super Bowl, but everything else on that team is in a really good spot. They've got A.J. Terrell, that cornerback from the Lions, who I'm not sure is going to pan out. Jesse Bates, Bud Dupree up front. They have a good defensive tackle, too. I'm not sure I can name any of their linebackers. other than Dupree. But, like, they've got a solid defensive front and back end. Their offense is really good for rushing. Drake London seems alright. Kyle Pitts is decent. He's supposed to, like, talented as heck. But for whatever reason, he doesn't seem to get as many catches and touchdowns and all the stats. I don't know why he doesn't get the targets. But what I'm getting at is, everything's there. Halfway decent quarterback play. They're a playoff team easily. Subscribe, love the stream? Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. What do we got? Some mature Badgers down here. 3-star mature. It's encouraging. That one's big. Yeah, it's a 4-star. Anybody else halfway decent up here? I think there's a small one back there we could potentially get to help things out. Kyle Pitts needs to go to another team? Maybe. I mean, he is definitely more of a receiving threat. And their offense isn't exactly all about throwing the ball. So, yeah, maybe he isn't on the best team to fit his skill set. I think that 1-star adult should be good. Try to smoke that and remember to come back. Listening to those chats about sports makes me question my existence. It's fun to have something to root for, I feel like. Yes, thank you, Pisa, for the... Could you tell me more about Kyle Pitts? What number does he wear? The underpowered guns drove me to quit playing this game? I don't know that they're underpowered necessarily. I think hunting games generally set an expectation that when you shoot something and hit them well, they should drop. Realistically, for the most, and you can drop a lot of stuff in this game too, but realistically, when you shoot something, it doesn't drop. It'll, you know, a double lung shot on a deer with a reasonably powered weapon. They may run 100 yards sometimes, 150 yards. Any good orange trout spots? Man, I caught a gold out of one of the creeks or rivers. I couldn't even point you to where it was. Again, though, the spreadsheets in the Angler Discord, they have all that information, including, like, the good hotspots. Number 8, good job. I know you looked it up, but good job. Do you watch the Rugby World Cup? I can't even say I know when it would be. Just got back from school. How are you and what did I miss? Doing good. Excited to be back. Obviously, hunting in Kentucky the last couple of days really wore me out. Like, it was not for lack of trying that we didn't fill a tag, but had a good time. Got to watch a little football, you know, in the evenings while we were there and stuff. Caught a little bit of the Colorado State game. We watched I think we watched the second half of the Thursday night game. Anyway, it was enjoyable, but good to be back, and we actually killed a 5-star kudu. The Rugby World Cup is now? Oh. Well, as you can tell, not something I follow, unfortunately. What's up, King Patriot? So did you watch any NFL football games yesterday? I don't know if there's any that I watched all of. I listened to... What the heck was it? When I was driving home, there were 2 games. Ravens-Bengals... What the heck was the other one? It was an NFC game. And I can't even remember who it was. But I listened to a little bit of that, and then I talked to Kyla for the last, like, hour or 2 of the drive. And then when I got back, I watched the 4th quarter of Falcons-Packers. I had the Jets-Cowboys game on, but I was actually putting together a pellet smoker that Kyla's mom and sister got me for my birthday because they're way too kind. Literally cannot wait to use that thing, though. And then, what the heck happened in between there? Oh, I went and picked up dinner, came back, just in time to catch the Sunday night game. I think I watched until about the 6-minute mark in the 3rd quarter, and then I fell asleep. And it just kind of worked out perfectly. I went to bed, Shadow won it out. I got up, and I saw, like, it wasn't the last play of the game, but it was the game-sealing play. Either like the Dolphins got a first down or the Patriots failed on fourth down. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was a 7-point game, and whatever happened to seal it, and then I just shut my eyes. Is it okay to shoot 3 stars? At times, typically no. There are situations in which it's okay to do, but for the most part, it's counterproductive to shoot a 3-star. If we pan around that brush enough, there he is. A 1-star down there. This is that tent where you go to for like the Badger mission, so they are everywhere around here. We had a 4-star, but he died. What are your thoughts on the Lions so far? I think they're going to be pretty darn good. I expected they were going to beat the Seahawks. Because after the Seahawks lost to the Rams pretty convincingly, I kind of thought that meant maybe the Seahawks weren't that good. But now maybe they actually are good, and that's a divisional game, so sometimes that just happens. Lions beat the Chiefs, but they shouldn't have beat the Chiefs. If Kadarius Toney could hang on to a ball, probably wouldn't have been... It would have been close, but I think the Chiefs might have won by more than 1 score. And now here we are. I think they're going to be a playoff team. I don't know that I think they're going to win the division. I kind of think the Packers... Boy, I thought it was going to be the Vikings, but they're 0-2. Maybe they will win the division. Watching the game tonight? Yep. We're going to, probably right after this, gonna try to go shoot my bow a little bit. And then, what, the kickoff's probably, is it 8:05 or 8:25? Whatever-ish. We'll leave at like 7 and go out to my parents and watch the game. Lions Rugby, or does football also have a Lions team? The Detroit Lions. Yeah, NFL also has Lions. Had to delete the VOD, oh dear. Does WOTH Hunter have hunting dogs? At least at the moment, no. I don't know if that's something they've ever talked about adding. There's a bunch of stuff that comes up like, you know, community wants to see this or that, and a lot of times they're like, yeah, this is something that we want to add down the road. I can't say that I've heard anything about hunting dogs, though. And just like that, it is 4:57 p.m. This has been the fastest, like the quickest the stream's ever gone by for me. I don't know if it's because I was away for a bit, or what. Maybe WOTH the Hunter, and especially Tikamoon Plains, is just a ton of fun, but time absolutely flies. There's a lion down there, maybe a last-minute kill. Maybe. Depends on the star rating. Doubleheader tonight, first game starts at 7:15. Yeah, that one's, what, Saints-Panthers? I'm looking at having, like... Oh, my mom's calling me. I'll call it right back. I'm looking at having, like, 11 or 12 games correctly chosen for, like, my picks for this week over on the football channel. I think if both games, if the Steelers win and if the Saints win, I'll be like 12-4 this week, which is pretty okay. I can live with that. Might be 11-5. Just had so much fun chatting. We had a lot of good stuff to talk about. Hunting season, football stuff. It makes it go by fast. Do you expect them to add updates to the anglers, sort of like they have with Call the Wild over the years? Oh, certainly. That definitely looks to be their plan. I expect to see more mats, more fish species, more types of fishing, meaning saltwater, I guess saltwater would be the main one there, deep sea fishing and all that. And I also expect to see different techniques. So fly fishing would be the main one I would think of. I really think if they had fly fishing, some proper surface strike animations, and that would be amazing. I feel like the Lions are pretty set this season as of right now. Yeah, they're going to be a fun team to watch, that's for sure. They have a grit about them. There's a 3-star mature. I almost can't kill that. That's pretty decent. They have a grit about them, though, with Dan Campbell there. It's a decent wildebeest, but not huge. I think we might just jump back, take a quick peek at our 5-star kudu one last time. And that'll probably do it. Next live is going to be Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern over on Twitch. That will be a classic stream, as always. And then Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern on Twitch as well. Could be WOTH the Hunter, could be The Angler, could be Call of the Wild. Who knows? We're tilted. Much better. They look so good. So glad we got Greater Kudu in WOTH the Hunter. They are... I mean, like the uniqueness of the horns and stuff, the models, they are so well done. The man-eating lion. But I do think, probably on that note, that's going to do it for the stream. So, very much excited to get back on Tikamoon Plains for future videos. Gonna be back, looking at hopefully going after some legendary fish this week in the angler. Gotta get back to, probably gonna be bobcat hunting in Call of the Wild again until we get a stupid diamond. I can't believe we're still doing that. And hopefully more Way of the Hunter as well. But on that note, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the support. And I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.